Hey, what's up everybody? So today we are going to talk about deception and why it works on just about everybody when it's allowed to, okay? Hey everybody, so I'm Devin Lavore, and today I wanted to talk about basically my top three things, my top three reasons of why I believe deception works on people. The number one reason that I believe deception works on people is that people often are generally not interested in the truth. Now, people might be interested in their own personal truth or what they believe to be the truth, but when you go through life and you believe a certain thing is true, and there start to be cracks and tears in that idea or that ideology or that thing you think is true, a lot of times people don't give that up. They just continue to believe whatever it is, and you can't really force them out of that. Because people are generally not interested in a truth that they don't like. People are not generally interested in a truth that doesn't make them feel good about themselves. People aren't interested in a truth that's hard to hear, that's hard to take, that points at you and makes you responsible. People generally don't like that. And so that causes you to be disinterested in the truth, especially if that truth is going to cause you to change. I think the number two reason that deception works so well on us as human beings is that we're always on the lookout for something new, something that makes us feel good, something that gets us excited, something that, makes us feel alive. People want something that's going to appeal to their heart's desire, People want something that's going to make them feel fulfilled in life. And so the enemy, he'll throw all kinds of stuff at you to make you feel fulfilled in life, but it always leaves you wanting, which is why you always hear about, big entertainers, whether it be music or acting or what have you, or sports. They always end up, a lot of times they end up on drugs. Or, they're making, several $1 million a year, and they're sitting back going, man, there's got to be more to life than this, because they're not fulfilled. So my number three reason, which might actually serve better as my number one reason for why deception works so well, it's because the simple fact is we are born lost. We're born without the truth. And it's like this. It's like you're born inside a maze. You're in the middle of this maze. You're born in this maze, and the idea is you have to get out of this maze, because this maze isn't actually reality. It's not real life. Real life is relationship with God, right? So if you're born in this maze, a lot of times you don't know any better. What happens when we're born into a certain culture? We don't know any better. We think that that's just the way life is all over the place. I know missionaries who have had kids, and up to like 9 or 10 years old, they're going all over the place, all over the world, and they just think, oh, well, isn't this just normal life? Isn't this the way everybody lives? I mean, they don't realize how different they are, because to them, that is their world. So if you're born in the middle of this maze, and you suddenly get an inkling that you really need to get out of this maze, because this maze is actually what's keeping you from being really alive and living. And then you go around and you start trying to talk to a bunch of people about the maze and how to get out of it, and you get 1,050,000 different opinions, because you get some people that don't even believe that there is a maze. There's no such thing as the maze. Or they believe that you can't get out of the maze, or you believe, you know what I'm saying? You can come up with some sort of cool sci-fi story, and I'm kind of thinking about doing that right now. But you can come up with some cool idea about how to explain it, but it's like, you come to realize that the only way you're getting out of this maze is to call out to God, or the God character of that particular story, and he has to just literally come in and take you out of the maze. And that's the only way you're getting out of the maze. So it's like we're born lost. We're born not knowing the truth. We're born just believing whatever our parents and teachers and friends and family and TV and entertainment influences tell us. We just kind of buy it until we get to a place where we start to discern, like, well, I don't know if that's true. Or we start to ask questions like, well, why am I here? What is going on? What is all this? You start asking questions like that. And it's like, but up until that point, man, you can get deceived all kinds of ways. Now, I'm going to give you a little personal story on my behalf on why deception worked on me. I'm going to give you the biggest deception I ever subscribed to. Subscribe. Anyway. For 9 years, I believed that I was supposed to marry this girl. And the weird, crazy, messed up part about it was that I didn't really even have a relationship with this girl. I mean, we weren't even friends. I mean, I knew her, I knew of her, and I saw her around the YWAM base because that's where I met her. And poor girl had to endure some really creepy, weird stuff for me over the years. But I mean, I might have only had actual contact with this girl maybe 5 to 7 times. And none of it was ever like this long, drawn-out conversation. Never. And it's like, well, why did you think you were supposed to marry her then? That's weird. Yes, it is weird. It's called the spirit of deception. But I'm going to tell you why it worked. So I got this word from the Lord, right? That this girl I was going to marry this girl. And let me tell you something. God was with me there in the beginning. Because right away, I knew. Right away, there was something in that word from the Lord that was like, I don't know. Something about this doesn't feel right. And let me tell you something. When you get a word from the Lord, a real word from the Lord, it never, ever feels like that. If you feel like, I don't know about this, Now, there's sometimes where we doubt or we have our own mind and heart to deal with, and it can be the Lord. But if it's the Lord, man, He's going to keep coming. He's going to keep slow dripping into your heart, and you're going to know, man, okay, undeniably, this is the Lord. But for me, the slow drip was like, no, this is not the Lord. But why did that not work on me? Why? Because since I was 17 years old, I wanted to be married. 5 years before I even knew the Lord, I wanted to be married so bad. It was the biggest desire of my heart. And so that deception appealed to the desire of my heart. And I wanted to believe it so bad that I shut my eyes and I just ran after this thing. Like, yes, I'm going to get married to this girl. This is going to be so awesome. And she was hot. I'm just saying, I'm saying, she was gorgeous. And I was like, that is an awesome pick, Father. Thank you. I'll take that one. Amen. But right away, it's just like our relationship, whatever friendship we might have had, was completely messed up because I started acting weird around her, and I was just like, oh, super excited every time I saw her and all that. And it was just awkward. And you know why it was awkward? Because that spirit of deception, like a bat, it just kind of, and it landed right on me, and it stuck to me, and I was like, cool, I'm cool having you here. But I didn't realize that it was the devil per se, but it was, and God was trying to help me. God helped me for 9 years. I know it's because life starts happening, and you start going through life, and that's not that thing as important as it was. It's not on the front burner of your life. There's all kinds of other things going on. But whenever the marriage thing came up, it was like, nope, I'm going to marry this girl. God's going to do this miracle. This great thing's going to happen. She's going to come around eventually. You know what I mean? And I asked a ton of people. I was like, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this? And a lot of people were just like, I don't know. If it's the Lord, it's the Lord. But I don't know. See, even they were reflecting what I was feeling. And I just didn't want to hear it. I did not want to hear it. See, that's why deception works. I didn't want to hear that this thing was not true, because what that meant for me is like, oh my God, how long am I going to have to wait to get married? This is ridiculous. Now, before I came to YWAM, God said something to me very clearly, and I knew it was the Lord. He was like, Devin, you can have as many girl friendships as you want. you know, you've never had sisters. This is going to be such an awesome blessing. But let me tell you something. You're not going to marry a one of them. Not one. And gosh, I tried to chuck this one girl, this word from the Lord about this girl so many times. You know, I wanted to marry 3 other girls. 4 actually. But no, that didn't work out. So see, this word from the Lord about this girl, it's got to be the Lord. It's got to be the Lord, you know? And man, eventually I just had to give it up. I mean, God just had to because what are you going to do? What is God going to do if you don't respond to him? He's doing every single solitary thing he can do to help you submit to him and let this thing go, but you're not going to do it. What's he going to do? He's just going to wait. He's going to let you languish until you're ready to give up and just say, God, whatever. And that's what happened to me. And don't you know, a year later, 1 year later, I met my wife. I met her, and then 6 months after that, I got married. It was just spectacular. That's a whole nother story. But I had to let that thing go first, you know? And see, and that's why a lot of people die and go to hell. Because God is doing everything he can to free you from that deception. He's doing everything he can. I mean, he died on the cross for Christ's sake, to free you and bring you into this dynamic, eternal life, vibrant, living relationship with him where he loves you and cares for you like no one else can, like you can never do for yourself. He's trying to help you. But if you reject him, what is he going to do? He just kind of has to sit there and let you languish. And he's trying the entire time to bring you unto himself. But if you just die, if you decide, nope, I'm going to believe in this Buddhist stuff. I'm going to believe in this spiritual pathway stuff. I'm going to believe in channeling, and I'm going to believe in all this other spiritual stuff. I'm going to believe that there is nothing. Whatever. Then you're going to die. See, for me, I could have not gotten married. I could still be believing in this girl to be my wife to this day. But it's like, I couldn't. I just couldn't. I was like, all right, man, I just need to let this go. It's been 9 years. At some point, I have to get to a place where I say, maybe this is not the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that blessed you guys. So, number 1, you have to be interested in the truth. Number 2, don't always look for something new and exciting to be your truth. Just search for the truth, guys. And number 3, we are born lost. You're in a maze and you have to get out. So just call on Jesus and he will get you out of there. So, and if you already know the Lord and you feel like, man, I'm deceived about some things or I'm not sure about some things, it's a perfect opportunity to seek him and find out that truth. And so, I will see you guys later on my next video. Love you. See you later.